Welcome to episode 5 of my Fate Stay Night visual novel Let's Play. Last we left off, we actually saw the King of Heroes, Gilgamesh, make his debut, interacting with Sakura, and then we helped Sakura out, deliver papers and whatnot. And I'll be honest, last episode, besides that part, there wasn't really too much stuff going down. And I'm hoping that in this episode, stuff starts to go down, stuff starts picking up, so to speak. Because I don't know about you guys, but the past 4 episodes has just been a lot of exposition, and I understand. Again, I said this in the last episode. I think I've said this so many times before, but it's just so much dialogue that to me seems so I don't know, insignificant in certain, like, I understand, like, yeah, going around the city and like looking at the sites and strategizing the location, whatnot, and all that stuff makes sense. But at the same time, I'm just like, can we just move on to like the other parts of the story? Because sitting here and talking about the city for 15 minutes was kind of like, and I understand people will argue that, oh well, you already know a lot of the stuff of Fate because you watch Unlimited Blade Works and Zero and all this other stuff, and it's like, that argument makes sense to a certain extent, but at the same time, this is probably one of the reasons why I said that the visual novel, it's like, it's not going to be for everybody, because I'm telling you right now, nobody's going to sit through all that. Well, I'm not going to say nobody, but a lot of people aren't going to sit through 10 minutes, 15 minutes of dialogue talking about the damn city. It's like, okay, that's all well and good, but it's like, I don't know. That's just me. It might just be me, but I'm pretty sure if I feel that way, a lot of other people will feel that way. But I'm not saying I'm getting bored necessarily. I'm not saying this visual novel is boring. It's definitely entertaining. But I'm just saying, I feel like most people would probably drop the visual novel around this part. That's just me, though. Again, 4 episodes, 30 minutes plus each episode. It's like, okay, we're already like over an hour in. Like, nothing really has happened besides us summoning Archer. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, the day ends. Students leave the classroom and the building gets darker by the second. The sun will set soon. When the red sun sets and night falls, there should be no one left in the school. Oh my god, that voice is fucking loud as hell for my headset. By the way, I noticed last episode's volume was quite low, so I tried to up the volume with the game, so hopefully everything sounds okay. I want to find a good balance of like the game volume and my commentary, because 2 episodes ago the game volume was actually quite loud, so I don't know if I found that balance quite yet. We'll see how things sound on you guys' end, and then you guys can let me know if it's okay. I adjust my invisible partner. Archer must understand as I sense him nodding. Alright. A boundary field is something that protects its caster. You could call it a geographical magic. See, stuff like this, I find it interesting. So like, I'm cool with reading stuff like that's about like the reality marble from the last episode, stuff about the boundary field. To me, stuff like that's interesting. But stuff like just talking about the city for like 10 minutes is like, okay, I guess. In which one knits a line of magic across a land to change the interior. Infinite different effects are possible within a boundary field. There are all sorts of boundary field, from ones that conceal the area from people's eyes to ones that limit the use of magic within them. The most aggressive of all are those that oppress life forms within them. The boundary field laid out over the school is of that kind. It is not yet complete, but once it is, everyone in the school should fall unconscious. But something like this won't affect me. After all, a boundary field is something targeted not at me, but at the place I am in. Such an indirect magical energy intervention has no effect on magi, or you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna keep saying magi because I'm used to that. Who have magical energy throughout their bodies. A weak current floating through the air will only be repelled by a strong current like myself. So this boundary field has different intention. I don't know what kind of person set up this boundary field, but his intention is not to defeat a master. It's hard to believe, but his target is everyone in this school. Ooh, there's only one reason to do something like that. Unbelievably, this guy is... I search the school building and emerge onto the rooftop to finish. It's dark outside. It's 8 o'clock now, way past the school closing time, which is 6. The only people in the school are me and Archer. There it is. An 8-stroke mark is openly drawn on the rooftop. This purplish red character only visible to Magi is something I have never seen before, engraved with something unknown. Also, I find it after almost like 2 hours into this visual novel, like we haven't seen Emiyashiro like really at all. I mean his perspective of things, because I mean the beginning of the visual novel, obviously that like we saw things from his perspective, but for the most part it's been just Rin. So like Rin feels like the main character right now. The person who set up, and I'm not saying that as a complaint, I'm just saying that as like, you know, an observation. The person who set up this boundary field didn't think about anything. He didn't think, but the boundary field is bound with amazing skill. I can temporarily drain magical energy from this boundary field, but I cannot eliminate Jesus Christ, the boundary field itself. The boundary field, I've said boundary field like 10,000 times in the past minute. Jesus. The boundary field can be reactivated just by having the caster put more magical energy into it again. Holy Lord. If I had to say boundary field again, I swear to God. Archer says nothing. I wish I could be like him. Jesus. He's been quiet ever since we came onto the rooftop. Probably because he too recognized the power fuck of this boundary motherfucking field. This boundary field, what is this dialogue? This boundary field doesn't just drain one's strength. Once activated, it will literally, it's fine, just keep saying it. Stop saying boundary field, we know what you're talking about. It will literally dissolve all the people within it. There are boundary fields that drain physical and mental strength from people within them. But the boundary field, am I the only one that like thinks a lot of this shit's redundant? Whatever. But the boundary field laid out over the school is on a completely different level. We literally said this 20 times. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm getting frustrated. It's just like I keep saying boundary field and it's like slurring my sentences. This is a soul eater. It is a blood fort that dissolves people within it and claims the souls that seep out. Cool. Since ancient times, souls have been hard to handle. Even though they're believed to exist and are necessary for magic, only one magus has ever understood the soul. Souls are only things to be investigated or things to be moved into containers. It's incomprehensible not merely to suck them out, but also to collect them in a single place, like your mouth. It's because a magus has no use for them, even if one were to collect this unconvertible energy. So if there's a reason, it must be. We'll go eat this shit real quick. I asked coldly.
ご推察の通りだ。我々は基本的に霊体だと言っただろう。故に食事は第二ないし第三要素となる。
Cool.
君たちが肉を栄養とするように、サーバントは精神と魂を栄養とする。
Yo, shout out to Soul Eater.
栄養を取ったところで。
We here have seen or read Soul Eater. It's a good series. Kinda wish they followed the manga, but okay. Yes. To strengthen your servant, you must attack people indiscriminately. Ooh. That means the master's whack. Makes sense. I understand what you're saying. Archer is saying that if I want to win, I should kill people and steal their strength. I mean, he's not necessarily saying that. He's saying that's a strategy that one could use. He's not saying that we should do that necessarily. That's kind of brutal. How simple. I already knew that. That's why I think I know which path I am going to choose. Oh. We have morals. I say so while staring at the mark. For some reason, Archer sounds happy as he confidently answers. There you go. See, we're in the same wavelength. We didn't start out that well, but you know. I approach the mark and extend my left arm. The magic crest on my left arm is the Book of Magic, passed down the prestigious Tosaka family. Hell yeah. I'm down. I switch on my sense. I don't know why I said it like that. I push magical energy into my magic crest, read the part that explains the elimination of boundary fields, and now all I have to do is activate it. Okay, some German stuff. I think that's German. Eliminate surgical extraction. Second section. I touch the surface with my left hand and let my magical energy flow out. This will at least wash the color off this mark, but... Oh, here we are! I'm so down, finally! Suddenly, as if to stop the erasure of the boundary field, a voice echoes over. I quickly stand up and turn around. Nani? On top of the water tower, in the sky 10 meters away, a guy is staring down at me. A guy with beautiful abs as well. Deep ultramarine that melts into the night, the stay night. His grin is wild, and a bestial smell carries on the wind. Jesus, does he smell that bad? The stare of the beast is a cool one. The man in blue looks at me like an old friend, even in this situation.
いや、小細工を浪するのは魔術師の役割だ。俺たちはただ命じられたまま戦うのみ。だろ?
Casual, but his voice is filled with murderous intent and lust. This guy can see Archer.
やっぱりサーバント。
そうとも。
Oh, shit.
お嬢ちゃんは俺の敵ってことでいいのかな?
Let's go, bro. My spine freezes. A normal light tone of voice. And it's colder than anything I've ever heard. Scary enough to make me vomit. Damn. Is that serious? I can't tell how I should move or what my best course is, but my reason is telling me absolutely not to fight this man right here.
ほう、大したもんだ。何もわからねえようで要点は抑えてやがる。ああ、失敗したなこりゃ。面白がって声をかけるんじゃなかったぜ。
Yeah, a surprise attack would have done us in for sure. Well, Archer has some pretty good reflexes, to be honest. The man raises his arm. It happens in an instant. The arm that held nothing until now. Oh, there it is! Gay Bolg, man. One of the strongest noble phantasms, at least in the original series. Now holds a red weapon, 2 meters long. Am I wrong in saying that it is one of the strongest NPs in the original, routes, right? I jump to the side without thinking. I can't spare the time to consider that I can't jump full force while on the rooftop. I just jump with full force to the side as if trying to smash the fence. Oh my lord! It's getting real. A whirlwind brushes past my hair. Barely made it. He rushed me in an eye blink and mercilessly slashed at the space I just occupied. It's getting real, man. You've got some good legs. Hey, man. Everybody loves my thighs, I'm just saying. The blue whirlwind pursues me. There are no escapes. The fence is behind me, to my sides. No, I won't make it. German magic stuff. My response is fast. I run the magic crest on my left arm and assemble the magic in a single measure. It lightens my body and adjusts gravity. In this instant, my body becomes light as a feather, and I leap. I jump over the fence and fall from the rooftop. Alright, good reflexes, good thinking. The wind and pressure push against my body. 15 meters to the ground, 1.7 seconds until landing. No, that's too slow. He'll catch up. Oh man, it's getting intense. I let Archer take the impact of the landing and start to run as soon as my feet touch the ground. First, I have to change the location. We have to go somewhere we can move around freely, not a small place like a rooftop. We have to move to a large field with no obstacles, to play to Archer's and my strengths. I run from the rooftop to the school ground in less than 7 seconds. It's more than 100 meters. My speed is so fast that normal people would see only a blur. Ooh, damn. But that's... Damn, complimenting my legs again. Hey, man. You got some nice abs. How about that? Meaningless against servant. Oh shit. Oh damn, look at that back though. Look at that ass. At that moment, I step back. Archer steps in front, taking form. A cloudy stay night. In Archer's hand is a short sword that reflects the weak moonlight. The man crooks his mouth.
いいね。そう来なくっちゃ。話が早いやつは嫌いじゃない。
Let's go. Let's do this. A large whirlwind. That's the weapon swung at me on the rooftop. The blood-red crimson lance that tried to mercilessly slaughter me.
ランサーのサーバント
Lanza Savanto.
いかにも
Shit.
そういうあんたのサーバントは
No, he's not. Even though, like, he seems like he could
っ
be.
て感じじゃねえな。何者だ、てめえ。
He's a weird servant. There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. In response to Lancer, full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between the two is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hand is about 2 meters. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless.
まっとうな一騎打ちをするタイプじゃねえな、てめえは。ってことは、
Very observant, I will admit. Sorry if I'm eating, by the way, I'm kind of hungry. Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other, strangely, are red and blue. The two counterfeit colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow.
いいぜ
I never heard of that word, clinching.
好みじゃねえが、出会ったからにはやるだけだ。そら、獲物を出せよ、アーチャー。これでも礼はわきまえているからな。それぐらいは待ってやる。
Yeah, you have some honor, I respect that. Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. That steel back of his seems to declare so. Okay. That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer's just waiting for my word, my command.
じゃあ
I talk to his back without
手
approaching
助け
him.
はしないわあなたの力ここで見せて
Was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words, and the red knight dashes forward. Oh shit! Twirling gust of wind. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches.
バカが。
Oh damn. It's getting real. What meets him is a blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. Ooh. The sword is swung. A swing to deflect the thrust. I'm getting some UFO table like flashbacks right now. Archer parries the thrust of the high-speed lance with his short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy did not permit Archer's rush. The enemy doesn't even let him get within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, yeah, you said that like 5,000 times, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting at an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself, but even so, Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward.
旧兵風情が接近戦を挑んだな。
It's true, in Fate Grand Order this would not be a good idea at all. His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow, with no thought of stopping. With a long weapon, it's suicidal to close in to an enemy. The spearman's tactic is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So, as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning. Oh. But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart. Thrust so fast. Damn, this is getting sexual. Even the after images are blurred. Damn, if you're fucking that fast, that's lit. As each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes back Archer, any of his thrusts could be called the final blow. I'm just saying, this sounds very like, I don't know, a lot of people ship Archer and Ku. This line right here makes it sound like legit. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow. Ooh! Ooh! Those effects. Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with speed superior to Lancer's lance. Damn. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of a lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is in its swings. Okay. This is because a wide swing uses its long range does not allow the enemy to dodge it by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt to counteract will only result in a slashed stomach. But simply going forward will end up in a smashed rib from the long shaft of the lance. That really long shaft of Gay Bulge. Archer and Lance are similarly built with beautiful abs. On top of that, it's hard for Archer with no heavy armor to step into range of a lance swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. Jeez, a blazing fast thrust starting to strike you is certainly scary. But as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, hitting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. My lord. It must be because he underestimated a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is in the length and freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages himself, his defeat is... Oh, damn. That was smooth, bro. Oh. Oh. The one in red stops. A nightmare-like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous ones. Oh, he's like going in on him. Archer about to get wrecked. Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapon. There are no openings in Lancer's attack. No, not just that. The thrust increased in speed and power without limit and becomes a final blow for even for a servant. We were the ones that underestimated him. For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could parry a continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little. That distance. Lancer uses that distance as a runaway to launch an even more powerful attack. My lord, Lancer is destroying him. The raging continuous attack and thrust is only a repetition of that. But the blows and thrust themselves are godlike. 10 blows and thrust god already. No, it must actually be many times more than that. The heavy rain of Lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defensive? With such a short sword, he can only parry the lance. He has no way to close on Lancer, and he continues to retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support. I have to back Archer up, but my throat won't respond. Ooh, that sounds hot. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets far away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of familiar. Well, yeah, I agree with that. I was going to say grand servants, but grand servants are heroic spirits that, besides the point, whom we would never otherwise obtain. Servants. Familiars of different classes that obey the 7 masters. These are the highest rank familiars, called heroic spirits. We literally just said this, that the Holy Grail summons. So it's misleading to call them familiars. Originally, familiars were just beings that ran errands for the Magus. Imagine, perhaps, a cat in boots. Cat in boots? What kind of saying? Or a cute white bird, or a black dog that doesn't obey its master, or something like that. Familiars that a mere Magus can summon are of that level. Familiars are just familiars. No shit. They are only mascots that run errands for their masters, so they cannot be stronger than their masters. But servants are different. They are the most powerful beings. Even for sorcerers, of which there are only 5 in this world, it would probably be impossible to form a contract with them. Oh dear. It's not that the summoning is hard, or even that the ability of the servant surpasses that of the Magus. Servants themselves are beings above magic. Saber class? Cool. I'll make it clear. Servants are heroes from the past. Myth, legend, fable, history. Fiction or not, the superhuman beings who gain concrete existence in folklore are what we call heroes. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after their death, and is promoted to another form of existence. Humans who bring about miracles, save people, and achieve great deeds are called heroes even after their death. If they're being so called, they are promoted to heroic spirits after their death and become guardians of humanity. It doesn't matter whether these people exist in reality or only in stories. It is people's minds that create a hero. people's wishes that this is how things should be, give them form, and set them up as real. Authenticity does not matter. They can have form as long as they have fame as legend and people have faith. The ultimate ideal humans have created, the greatest human people have created. These are the heroes, the heroic spirits. And of course, since they are beyond human, they cannot be controlled by humans. A magus usually borrows their power only to mimic them. They can't summon the heroic spirits themselves. But the Holy Grail made that impossibility into reality. It summons the heroic spirit beyond human control and turns it into a familiar, obedient to the master. That nonsense is proof that the Holy Grail is almighty. And with the passing of years ignored, the heroic spirits are summoned, the most recent from 100 years ago, the oldest from ancient days. From the ancient days, the 7 heroic spirits obey each of the 7 masters, protect them, and eliminate the masters of the enemy. Heroes from every age and country are revived into the present day to kill one another for supremacy. That is why this ritual is called the Holy Grail War. Ooh, my lord, we're back at it. But it seems the whole wait, let me get a bite of this. I need a rest. I've been talking a lot. But it seems the Holy Grail has its limits too. Even the Holy Grail cannot indiscriminately call unto the spirit-like beings. Just as a form invented by humans is required for the imaginary 6th element, known as the devil, to take form, the heroic spirits also need a form to live in this world. That form is a temporary name, and the way they exist in this world. The Holy Grail has furnished classes so that heroic spirits may take form more easily, and it only summons the heroic spirits that match these classes. It's like a passport to the present, as it sets up a role as a familiar in advance. By allowing the summoned heroic spirit to take on that role, it helps the spirit to take form. There are 7 masters chosen by the Holy Grail. There are also 7 servants obeying those masters. There are 7 furnished classes. Knight of the Sword, Saber. Knight of the Lance, Lancer. Knight of the Bow, Archer. Yo, this is epic as fuck. Mounted Soldier, Rider. Magus, Caster. Silent Killer, Assassin. Mad Warrior, Berserker. Only the heroic spirits with attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. That is the servant system, a summoning and contract with a heroic spirit beyond human control to win the miracle beyond human grasp. The ultimate competition held only on this ground, the one and the only Holy Grail War. A loud crash. The short sword that deflected Lancer's lance flies from Archer's hand. This is Lancer's technique, a straight thrust that turns into a sweep at Archer's wrist. It was a blow Archer could not avoid, even had he seen it coming. God damn, there's no effective way of pairing a lance with a sword. A strong rebuff only results in a stronger counterattack, and a weak rebuff does not create any openings. The important aspect of the battle between the sword and the lance lies in defeating the enemy when he is at the wrong range. Damn, calling me an idiot? What's wrong? There's no hesitation in Lancer. His movement to push Archer backstops. He must intend to end the match in a single instant. Stare at the firmly placed Lancer and the swordless Archer clash. God damn. In that instant, the lance is thrust just like a flash of light. It can't even be seen. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched. Any one a fatal blow. Damn. Whew. But the flash too fast to see is repelled by a shining blade. In Archer's hand is a short sword again. A sword like before, a Chinese sword like a hatchet. But the biggest difference is... oh, there it is! There are his legendary blades, a pair of swords. In his hands are matched swords, mirror images of each other. Them trademark swords, man. I mean, just wait till you meet Gilgamesh Lancer. Lancer's lance flies. Ooh! Ooh, dang! As if to finish Archer off, the lance moves faster and faster. God dog! Damn, it's getting real. This is like UFO table level of animation. Archer defends with a burning spirit. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No, that he will only advance from now on. The clashing sounds are like a well-orchestrated music. Damn, these sound effects are like getting too loud in my ear. Two steels clanging against each other. The sparkling clashes increase in rhythm without pause. The battle of the two is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut to pieces. In reality, it only lasts in an instant. But for me looking on, it seems to take an infinitely long time. God, dog! Lancer tries not to let Archer near him, while Archer advances using his swords as shields. As a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses a sword every time. But it's only for a moment, as Archer has a sword in his hand in the next instant, forcing Lancer back a little each time. Lancer finally admits his carelessness, that even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman. The distance widens. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but it was still slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat had panther-like speed and agility.
27それだけ弾き飛ばしてもまだあるとはな。
Excuse me, guys. Gotta drink some tea. Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. I feel the same way. According to Father of the prestigious Tosaka family, a servant carries only one weapon. Yeah, okay. That's ironic because your dad is the one that summoned the heroic spirit that has a shit ton of weapons, but that's okay. Their weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another like Archer was just doing. Servants are heroes that sublimate their spirits after death, equaling the holy spirits. To put it another way, they are like devils or angels. Damn. They are powerful familiars on their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor, or I guess you could put or ability, the servant used when they were a hero, and it's treated as a last resort. The noble phantasm is the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the noble phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. Again with the redundancy. What the hell? The lance that Lancer is using will show its power as a noble phantasm when Lancer deems it unnecessary. A noble phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Heroes' weapons, which rule over all others, and which have killed dragons and gods. I like how dragons and gods are like the two things that are like the pinnacle of what these weapons have killed. Like gods I understand, but dragons, like, okay, whatever. I mean, I know like fucking Siegfried killed that. Okay, whatever. Servants activate their noble phantasm using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destructions in legend using their noble phantasm as a catalyst. Noble phantasms are never disposable. The swords that Archer brought out must be excellent, but they cannot be his noble phantasm. He is a servant Archer, so the noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow. Haha! Okay.
様子見とは君らしくないな。先ほどの勢いはどこに行った？
ち、タヌキが減らず口を叩きやがる。
Damn, Lancer calling him a cheater? That's kind of an excuse, my dude. Lancer's irritation is understandable. Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman. Which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet, so it's natural for Lancer to feel ghastly.
いいぜ、聞いてやるよ。てめえどこの英雄だ？
He has no
二頭
idea.
使いの旧兵なぞ聞いたことがない。
そういう君は分かりやすいな。僧兵には最速の英雄が選ばれるというが、君はその中でもえりすぐりだ。これほどの宗師は世界に3人といまい。加えて、獣のごとき敏捷さといえば、おそらく一人。
ほう、よく言ったアーチャー。
At that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. Oh, there it is. Can charge up his NP. Lancer's arm moves. This is different from before. A stance free from contempt. The spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer. Mm-hmm.
我が必殺の一撃を
And with that finishing blow, I'm gonna finish the video right here. It's already been 30 minutes. Should I make the episodes longer? I feel like 30 minutes is a good pace, but at the same time, if I want to cover more ground, obviously I'm gonna have to make the videos 40, maybe 40 minutes, maybe even an hour long, but we'll see how it goes. But I think this is a perfect way to end it on a nice little cliffhanger sort of thing. And I you know what, this episode was really fun to read. A lot of fun little information, interesting stuff that I already pretty much knew about, but it's nice to read it all over again, like especially the part with all the classes and whatnot. That was pretty epic. That was pretty epic. I don't know about you guys, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, comment down below, let me know what you think about the visual novel so far and the story and all this stuff. And yeah, subscribe to become a supporting character to me, the main character, because without you guys I'd be the only character and that would suck. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.